Good morning. F&M leader Michael Pintard claiming last night that there's a probe into a bag of passports found somewhere, and 283 voters registered for Golden Isles Advanced poll. Later in our show, we're talking with Dwight, and in our 9 o'clock hour is our Disability Awareness series with Dario Charlton. That's all straight ahead as Morning Blend begins.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Friday, November 14th, 2025. I'm Chester Robards, filling in for Dwight Strachan another day. Later in the show, you'll be joining me. I don't think I have a co-host today, but you're always a good co-host. But first, let's get into the overnight, the latest breaking news from while you were sleeping. And as the Golden Isles by-election date approaches, Free National Movement leader Michael Pintard last night expressed confidence in the party's chances at the polls as he highlighted shortcomings of the Davis administration. Pintard said the F&M is prepared to, quote, fight the Progressive Liberal Party, which he said is facing 4 years of failure in Golden Isles. And Michael Pintard last night claimed that the government fired people following an investigation that a bag of Bahamian passports were on board a Bahamas Air flight, quote, headed south. But the Office of the Prime Minister in a statement rejected Pintard's claim. OPM said, quote, the Commissioner of Police, the Chief Passport Officer, the Managing Director of Bahamas Air, and the Chairman of Bahamas Air have all confirmed that no such incident occurred. There is no report, there is no investigation, no staff member was dismissed. The claim has no connection to the truth. On the rally stage in Golden Isles last night, Pintard charged that an investigation did happen. He said, quote, recently there was an investigation involving Bahamas Air. They found on the plane, some would say, unaccompanied passports. Somebody else tell the story this way, that the bag burst and the passports fell on the ground and an investigation had to happen. So this flight that was heading south had a package of those passports. And some 283 voters are registered to vote in the advanced poll of the Golden Isles by-election on Monday, according to Parliamentary Commissioner Harrison Thompson, who said his team is well prepared. Thompson said, quote, law enforcement officers, senior citizens, and poll workers, and persons who have special requests if they're traveling or they will be admitted to the hospital on election day. Once they present some documentary proof that they have to travel or they have a challenge on that day, we consider those. And the Brooklyn Bridge barge, which was loaded with containers, ran aground on a reef off Abaco, the Port Department said yesterday. Officials at the department are in direct communication with the barge's owner and can confirm that the barge is currently sitting on a reef, the department said. A response team is monitoring the situation and divers have already assessed the barge. Further, the department can confirm the attempts are being made to pull the barge off the reef. And Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investment and Aviation Chester Cooper dismissed concerns that the opening of the Royal Beach Club Paradise Island would negatively impact business in downtown Nassau. The beach club is 49% owned by the government and is set to open next month as the first of the Royal Beach Club collection. He said, quote, if this facility attracts 1,000 tourists a day, there are 29,000 that are still looking for things to do. He said outside the Compliance Officers Conference at Bahamar, he added, what we need to do is really continue to enhance the product and look at this as a part of an ecosystem that improves the overall experience of the Bahamas. But at the same time, we emphasize that it has to be a win-win. Let's take a look at some international news now. And in Ukraine, Russia made a missile and drone barrage on Kyiv early Friday, killing 5 people, starting fires and scattering debris as the sound of explosions boomed across the city. Ukrainian authorities said a pregnant woman was among at least 34 people injured. Emergency crews responded to multiple strikes during the night, said Timur Chechenko, head of Kyiv's military administration. Russia used at least 430 drones and 18 missiles in the attack that left gaping holes in some city buildings. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said, Russia has waged a devastating aerial campaign against Ukraine since its all-out invasion of its neighbor nearly 4 years ago. U.S.-led diplomatic efforts this year to stop the fight have so far come to nothing. Friday's aerial assault, which also targeted Odessa in the south and Kharkiv in the northeast, was mostly aimed at Kyiv, where drone and missiles smashed into high-rise apartment blocks, according to Zelensky. And the most advanced U.S. aircraft carrier is expected to reach waters off Venezuela in days, a flex of American military power not seen in Latin America for generations. Experts disagree on the possibility that American warplanes will catapult off the USS Gerald R. Ford to bomb targets inside Venezuela and further pressure authoritarian President Nicolas Maduro to step down. Still, whether it may serve that purpose or only patrols the Caribbean as the U.S. blows up boats it accuses of trafficking drugs, the presence of the 100,000-ton warship alone is sending a message. International Crisis Group senior analyst for the Andes region, Elizabeth Dickinson, said, quote, this is the anchor of what it means to have U.S. military power once again in Latin America, and it has raised a lot of anxieties in Venezuela, but also throughout the region. I think everyone is watching this with sort of bated breath just to see just how willing the U.S. is to really use military force. The Ford's impending arrival is a major moment in the Trump administration's campaign in South America, which it described as a counter-drug operation. It escalates the already massive buildup of military power in the region with added pressure from bomber training runs near the Venezuelan coast, CIA operations that have been publicly authorized inside the country, and boat strikes in the Caribbean and Eastern Pacific Ocean that have killed over 75 people. Let's turn our attention to sports now. And in the story I have to send to my Surinamese friends, the Bahamas senior women's national basketball team took their opening day loss against host nation Guyana personally and returned on day 2 to rout Suriname 77-45 at the 2025 FIBA Caribbean Women's Championship on Thursday at the Cliff Anderson Sports Hall in Georgetown, Guyana. The national team opened the qualification tournament with a 27-point loss to Guyana on Wednesday. However, with a quick turnaround, the team rallied to secure its first win of the tournament yesterday evening. Team Bahamas now owns a 1-1 win-loss record and sits atop the standings with 3 points, ahead of Caribbean counterparts Jamaica, Suriname, Guyana, and the Virgin Islands. And Bahamian judoka Kara Hanna is ready to take on the challenge at the Montreal Pan American Open 2025 in Montreal, Canada from November 15th to the 16th. She has spent the last few weeks sharpening her skills, particularly her endurance, as she prepares to potentially leave the competition with a podium finish. Hanna shared some insight into her expectations with the competition less than a day away. She said, quote, "It's going pretty good. I'm feeling excited and just ready to bring home the gold. I am just putting in a little more endurance than anything else this week." And St. Augustine's College junior girls softball team dished out some good old-fashioned revenge to dethrone the Queens College Comets in the 2025 Bahamas Association of Independent Secondary Schools Best of 3 Softball Championship Series on Thursday at the Freedom Farm Baseball Park. The junior girls suffered a 2-game sweep at the hands of the former champions last season, but those results were not duplicated this time around. The Big Red Machine overcame the Comets 17-10 in Game 2 to return the favor just one season later. While the Comets junior girls reeled from the 2-0 series loss, the senior team made sure the Big Red Machine ran out of gas. The Comets took down SAC 6-4 to retain their crown as the senior softball champions. Looking at sports overseas, Ohtani is unanimous MVP for the 4th time. Shohei Ohtani likes winning Most Valuable Player awards. He loves winning the World Series even more. The two-way Japanese star did both for a second season in a row for the Los Angeles Dodgers, earning his 4th career MVP on Thursday night while unanimously earning the National League honor. He's just the second to win 4 MVPs after Barry Bonds with 7, and the only player to win unanimously more than once. Considering Ohtani is 31, overtaking Bonds doesn't seem out of the question, especially if it leads to more Fall Classic opportunities. Ohtani said through an interpreter, quote, "If I'm playing well as an individual, that means I'm helping the team win. So in that sense, hopefully I can end up with a couple more MVPs. But at the end of the day, it's all about winning games." And Dak Prescott thought of Marshawn Nealon several times in the star quarterback's first practice with the Dallas Cowboys since their defensive lineman was found dead of an apparent suicide. Prescott said Thursday, quote, "I just countered that with running harder after a play or trying to do something to better this team to show that it felt good. I know it was a great practice. A lot of guys were out there, good energy, beautiful weather. We're not forgetting, but we're moving forward, carrying on the light." Prescott and his teammates returned to the practice field exactly a week after getting the news that Nealon, 24, had evaded officers who were trying to make a traffic stop, and he was found dead several hours after fleeing the scene of an accident on foot. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Your first look at today's weather is up next. And here's your first look at weather, brought to you by Star General Insurance, made simple. The remnants of a weakened frontal boundary continues to generate unsettled weather across the southeast Bahamas, while high pressure and cooler temperatures continue across the country. High pressure over the southeastern U.S. will continue to bring gentle to moderate breezes across the island chain through the weekend and into the start of the work week. The surface trough is expected to linger across the southeast Bahamas through Saturday. Sunday will see a brief drying of the atmosphere ahead of the new week. Monday will see a frontal boundary skirt the northern islands through Tuesday, with some showers and a thunderstorm possible within that area. There is a high risk of rip currents and rough surf affecting coastlines of the central and southeast Bahamas. Beachgoers and swimmers in these areas are urged not to enter Atlantic waters and should exercise extreme caution when entering sheltered areas. For the northern Bahamas, weather variably cloudy through tonight, a 10% chance of a passing shower. Winds northerly at 10 knots or less, becoming light and variable at times. Your high temperature 77 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 66 degrees Fahrenheit. For the northwest Bahamas, weather partly cloudy through tonight, a 10% chance of passing shower. Winds northeasterly at 10 to 15 knots. Your high temperature 79 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 73 degrees Fahrenheit. For the central Bahamas, weather cloudy through tonight, a 10 to 20% chance of an isolated shower. Winds northeasterly at 15 to 20 knots. Your high temperature 82 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 75 degrees Fahrenheit. For the southeast Bahamas, weather cloudy to overcast at times through tonight, a 30 to 40% chance of widely scattered showers and an isolated thunderstorm. Winds northeasterly at 15 to 20 knots. Your high temperature 82 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 75 degrees Fahrenheit. In your tropical weather outlook, tropical cyclone formation is not expected during the next 7 days. We'll have an extended forecast for you later on in the show. When we come back, though, we're discussing some of the day's top stories. That's when Morning Blend continues here on Guardian Radio 96.9, home of fresh news and smart talk all day.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day.
Attention RBC clients. To comply with regulatory requirements and to avoid service interruption, you need to update your information at your RBC branch. While you're there, enroll in RBC Digital Banking for 24/7 access to your accounts anytime, anywhere. Update your information and bank at your convenience with RBC Digital Banking today.
Southwest Plaza has so many stores, I've been trying to find a sensible way to list them all. There's CBS Bahamas, the Ashai Institute, BENC Snack World, Bamboo Shack Bahamas, there, the Athlete's Foot and BTC, Games and More, John Bull Fine Threads, Alive, Bahari, Dairy Queen, 700 Wines and Spirits, Sandy's, Clarkson, Island Luck, Starbucks and Lowe's Pharmacy, plus Marco's Pizza and Lorraine. Southwest Plaza, what a wide array of stores. Southwest Plaza, stop by today and explore.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Wake up, it's a new day.
To my neighbors in Golden Isles, even the PLP candidate had to admit it. You've been ignored and neglected for years. 4 years in power, and now weeks before an election, they show up paving roads. But I never left you. I live here, I work here, and I serve you every single day. Let them know Golden Isles is not for sale. On November 24th, vote the name you know and trust. Brian Brown, and the Free National Movement. I never forgot.
Paid for by the Free National Movement.
Looking to elevate your gadget game or a tech trouble simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows or your device needs a little TLC, the Custom Computers Know-How Store is the destination for unbeatable expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, there's a Custom Computers near you on Patton Street in Palmdale and Caves Village, or call 396-1100.
Planning for retirement can be overwhelming, but with CFAL, it doesn't have to be. We offer tailor-made individual, group, and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement planning. Whether it's for you or your company, don't leave your future to chance and let the trusted hands of CFAL's experts guide you toward peace of mind and financial stability. Low upfront costs and affordable monthly payments make it easy for you to build wealth so you can live well. Visit us at cfal.com to start on your path toward financial freedom. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
Mommy, are you writing to Santa too?
You have Santa. I have CIBC Caribbean.
CIBC has sweetened the season so you can bring your holiday dreams to life and wrap a new home or land with incredible cashback deals. Plus, your approved loan gives you a chance to win up to US $5,000. Apply now at www.cibccaribbean.com/sweeten the season. Terms and conditions apply.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app for your smart devices. We're on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. We're all over social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Once again, I'm Chester Robards filling in for Dwight Strachan. You can join our conversation today. You can tweet us at MorningBlend969 or follow the hashtag MorningBlend. Be sure to like our Facebook page, facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Leave your comments and read what others are saying about topics on the show. You can email us at morningblend@nascar.com. You can always text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC, 422-GR96. That's 422-4796. Standard text rates do apply. Also coming up this morning, more weather and traffic, and we have business news coming up in Morning Blend Business at 9 a.m. But first, let's talk about what's in the news. And in the news, something about a bag of passports. I don't know how much time we need to spend on that. OPM says there was no bag of passports. So it seems like nobody really knows what is going on with what F&M leader Michael Pintard was talking about last night. Barge runs aground off reef off Abaco. Now that's an interesting story, only because, and the Tribune in their main section highlights this story, and their headline is "Christmas Come Early. Looters raid boatloads of goods from container barge stranded on North Abaco Reef." And if you're anything like me, you were like, when you saw that story, you were like, yesterday, you're like, piracy, it never left. There were photos of people climbing aboard this barge. I guess they took bolt cutters to open some of these containers, and then there were some photos and video of boatloads of toilet paper. I don't know what was in the containers, but what are we doing, people? What are we doing? And so the Defense Force, in our story, had to go out there to protect the barge from the pirates. And I said jokingly yesterday, maybe they just went out there to lighten the barge so it could come off the reef, right? That's what you need to do. Because you could be sure that if they tow the barge off the reef, it go break that thing to pieces. That's probably, I mean, much more than it's already broken, given the fact that it's on the reef. So I want to get your comments on that. Would you have gone on a... And the other thing I thought to myself, and this is probably the most ignorant thought, only because I don't own a boat, but if you own a boat, I think to myself, the cost of a boat, the cost to maintain a boat, the cost to put gas in a boat, I think to myself, if you own a boat and have access to a boat, you don't need to teeth nothing. Is that ignorant? Does that make sense? I don't know. I might be as baffled as others. But there was a ton of people out there on this container barge taking stuff. I mean, just straight up teething. And you gotta love that there's always somebody out there documenting it, right? There's always somebody out there with a camera out. And you could see Mark and Henry and all of them. You know them, you pick them out, you say, oh, I see Mark and Henry them there. Climbing aboard this boat, taking these people toilet tissue. It's stealing people. So you don't have to do it. This text message coming in says, I want to know if the barge ran into the other barge stranded on the reef for a year. That's funny. No, I think it missed it, actually. This person says, that's those people from down south because it's all in Abaco, not behavior of Bahamians. We'll hear what Trump has to say about this. Right, okay. If you say so. If them people from down south got some of them nice boats, I doing something wrong in my life. This person, so we so like to record and send these things out, Chester. I hope they put them under the jail. You know they won't. It's not going to happen, even if they could identify them. And I hope I'm wrong. Like, huh? No what? No man's land, yeah, I guess. The reef is no man's land. Ah, boy. This quote says, Chester, you can't blame them for taking stuff. Things tough in the Bahamas. Of course you could blame them. Because things tough, you just go teeth. Imagine if you took that mindset everywhere you go. Oh, I ain't like this person. I might as well just wipe them off the face of the planet. This text message says, why are all these barges running aground? Do they know have a compass? Do they not have a compass? Or whatever boat people use to detect underground obstruction, or maybe this doesn't exist. Too little time, I guess, since the Titanic. Well, this was a container barge, right? So not even a boat. This thing doesn't have its own propulsion. This was being towed. So there's much more, if you hit bad weather, there's much more of a chance for your huge barge with containers stacked 3 high to just become a sail and leave you. So the question is, did they do the right thing while they were on the water trying to tow this barge? Because the weather hasn't been great. I mean, a cold front came through. You know how windy it was the last couple of days. So, did did they make the right decision towing this huge barge of containers? This person said, good morning, them people ain't thieving. They taking those things insured, and the people on the boat let them take it so that the boat can float off the reef. Hey, that's what I said. They just lightening the containers, right? So the boat could take. That's what they were doing. They wasn't thieving, right? Give me a break. All right. And because the thing's insured, you should just go take them? I don't think so. The person says, they say BOAT stands for break out another 1,000, so no surprise, they probably couldn't resist stealing it. Yeah. Yeah, if you have a boat, I don't have a boat, but I know people with boats who spend a ton of money on their boats. And so I'm just saying, if you have a boat, I would say you out of the market for thieving, but maybe not. This person says, I'm with you, Jester. If they are from down south with boats like those, I'm doing something wrong. Yeah, me and you. Y'all texting coming in. Nobody want to call in? Or we have people calling? This person says, insured like that $50,000 EV car, allegedly. $50,000 EV car. I don't know what you're talking about. This person says, good morning. How do they open the containers? Well, they got to cut something, and then you pull the handle up, turn it to the left, or is it to the right? And then you pop the doors open. And from the looks of it, you can only get to the ones that are, because they're stacked back to back. Some of them stacked very close, so you can only get to the ones on the outside, it seems. But I don't know. I've never stolen from a container. Why is everybody saying it's the people from down south? And saying Bahamians don't do those kinds of things. You people are very weird. We got calls coming in. Huh? Yeah. I know what they talking about. I just ain't playing their games. Let's take this call. Oh, no call? Yeah. So let me I wanted to get into this other story as well, while the text line is on fire. Now we can take calls? Oh, okay. Good. Let's take these calls. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Black.
Yes, your call was dropping.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but human nature, man. Some people see this as a gift from God. When things like this happen, and they go to church and they thank God for the blessings that was showered down, man. I mean, yeah, you need to understand how this thing works.
I see.
It's a gift that God sent because it happened because of the weather that God sent. And this is just a blessing, my friend.
I got you.
Piracy is alive and well in the Bahamas. Blackbeard and those, they used to do it at a different level, but whenever the opportunity, right now, if there's a fire in a shopping plaza and it's left unattended, I mean, not completely burnt down, and it's left unattended, people are going to go and they're going to take stuff, right?
Does that mean they should?
No, they should not. But what
okay.
I'm trying to tell you is they don't have the intrinsic belief system to do the right thing at that moment in time. That just escapes them.
Gotcha.
And then they go and they ask for forgiveness on Sunday later, you see?
Yeah.
And then they get forgiveness, and then when it happens again, they do it again.
Yeah.
So this is the game that we play, my friend.
That's true. I mean, hey, you're right. We all have to eventually mature out of these things, I guess. Maybe there's hope for them yet.
Huh?
There's hope for them yet.
Yeah, but you can't just go blaming a group of people. I think that is wrong. Because
I agree. I don't know why these texters blaming
because
a group
they
of people.
They just want to pin it on something or somebody, or people who are not as evolved as they are, but not realizing that they themselves are probably not as evolved. Because some of these same people who you're pinning it on would have probably protect your stuff for you.
Yeah. They just mean and hateful.
Huh?
They just mean and hateful.
Yeah, but case in point, I have a lot of people living around me who don't speak the language I speak, and I've accidentally left my door unlocked and the breeze blow it open. Do you know who told me, hey, buddy, your door open? Go figure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it was someone from down south.
Mm-hmm.
So don't just go blaming them people.
No.
But boy, I wish you let me talk with the passport.
I don't know about this passport story.
All right.
Unless you got some hard evidence that you got to show me you got to send me a picture of this bag of passports before we talking about this passport story. OPM say it ain't so. I'm not saying that they 100% correct. I'm just saying that the story, nothing about this story adding up. So it didn't make sense to try do our algebra on it on the radio. Let's take this next call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
Callie, this is Strachan, always along with you, Chester.
Good morning.
Chester, you know something? I cannot pimp people clothing. Somebody broke into my, pick my lock, right? Carried a couple pairs of tennis and some clothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The thing is, I went to the police about it, right? And because it was clothing and stuff like that, the police told me they couldn't do anything about it. But if I had caught them, or if they had came in here when I were here, you know what I'm saying? You know, I would have fight them off some kind of way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, you know, it's just amazing how people, you just go and take people things and take it to the light in wearing and stuff like that. You know, I can't understand it. But that's just some people's nature. They just believe in stealing, you know?
Yeah.
And I know some people, from the time I know that family, they always were stealing. They don't believe in working. And it's dangerous because everybody got to put up with it, you know?
Wow.
So it's just one of those things. Some behaviors just love stealing. And they will steal from anybody.
Wow.
So sometimes when they get caught and what happened to them, I don't really feel it, you know?
Yeah.
They just got to do better.
I agree.
Thank you.
Thank you, Raymond. Let's read some more of these text messages before we take this next call. They're saying it's the people from down south because Abaco is overpopulated. Okay, I gotta stop reading these text messages. Chester, where have you stolen from? Asking for a friend. I've stolen from other places outside of containers in the past when I was young and silly. This person says, I noticed you pass over the F&M story about the passports. Does that mean all the thing in the alley was just alley jokes? Bro, I don't know what to tell you. Nobody has come to a conclusion about the bag of passports. So, again, unless you got real hard evidence about a bag of passports, what are we talking about it for? Pintard said it exists and an investigation is going on. OPM said it didn't exist and no investigation going on. We stuck in the middle. So unless you was carrying the passports and you want to tell the story, what are we talking about it for? This person says, don't the videos show boat registration numbers? Should they be deregistered and boat confiscated? Sure. That's a good solution. This person says, how does Bahamian salvage laws work? Was the barge abandoned? I don't think the barge was abandoned. This person says, don't forget the 80s where square groupers washed on shore regularly. Many businesses in the Bahamas built on finders keepers. Sure. Why people, y'all very, 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 very wicked. Chester, you said you've never stolen from a container. What have you stolen from? I changed my life. I changed my life. I matured. I found Jesus. and stay away from doing silly things. There's a lot of things I don't do anymore. Not that I was a chronic thief, but sometimes back in the past, it was a little petty thing happened there, and you make a stupid decision. But never a whole container. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's take this call right here. Yeah. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
Yes. Pleasant morning, Chester. Confession is good for the soul.
Absolutely.
Just my question is, where's the captain and the crew of this vessel?
I saw in the story something about a rescue.
Where?
So it's a barge. It was being towed. So that thing was all by itself.
Oh,
if it broke away.
It was being towed, and so where's the boat that was towing the barge?
Right.
And they just left it there. So I feel that there ought to be some laws. Back in the day, in the wrecking industry, on the sea wrecking industry, there were laws concerning wrecking. But Bahamians, they say, made up their own laws, and they used to intentionally wreck boats in order to survive. So if it's sitting there and nobody's claiming it, then the government need to seize it and do what it is and sell the goods or whatever it is. It just can't sit there like that. Other barge, I understand, sitting out there in perpetuity.
Yeah. Let me read the rest of the statement for you. It says, a statement from Trailer Bridge Incorporated said that on Tuesday evening, the Brooklyn Bridge encountered severe winds en route to Puerto Rico, resulting in a tow wire failure that caused the vessel to ground off the coast of the Bahamas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So a wire broke.
So that vessel continued on its way to where it was going, that was towing it.
Sorry, the vessel that was towing it.
Yeah,
I think they were fine. It seems.
But I mean, let's see what happens, because it just can't sit there. Christmas coming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And people need things, man. I don't know what's on the manifest or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I mean, the government needs to step in and take control of the situation.
Yeah.
Okay,
Absolutely.
buddy, have a good one.
You too. Well, they sent the Defense Force to protect the barge. The company clearly wants to get it off the reef, according to the story. So yeah. Y'all stop taking the people things. More text messages. Brother Chester, you thought all the pirates left the Bahamas? Some of their generational offspring are here today. Yeah. This person said it had to be abandoned. Well, I mean, at what point do you decide it's abandoned? If the company is communicating with the government, saying this is what happened, this is where it is, it's not that they left it and didn't say anything. So, this person said the barge is damaging the marine ecosystem. The residents have every right to levy a direct common law tax. Yeah, sure. They should be fined, and I think it's in our law to fine them. This person says, y'all better leave Trump them barge alone. That's funny. Trump them barge. I don't know if we... but y'all here quoting the Tribune headline about Christmas come early. Who said that? Let me read, because they kind of have it in quotes. I don't know. Oh, here it is. Looters in small boats swarmed a stranded container barge yesterday, hauling away goods in such volume that some joked, quote, Christmas come early for Abaco, while others phoned around asking if anyone had a boat to spare. The boat to spare? They wanted to bring more boats? How much stuff y'all get off this barge? Washers? And dryers? The Puerto Ricans say they want their goods. Y'all leave the people things alone. This person says, all merchandise is insured, and is there any law on the seal? Law on the sea. Also, when people are doing badly, they behave badly. And Christmas stories about passports give away in the alley. So are they calling Pintard a liar? Well, they use the word lie several times in a documentation sent out. So that seems to be what they're doing. I don't know about the law of the sea. It's in Bahamian waters. Bahamian waters have laws attached to it. It wasn't international laws. So I don't know. This person says, did they contact and inform our local law enforcement? Other than that, it's in Bahamian waters. No international waters like the Venezuelan boat that was blown up by the Trump administration. Right. Okay. This person says, I hope they identify every single thief and jail them. We can't have these people roaming freely in our neighborhoods. Now, there's an interesting text. You know, going back to that old adage, a lie is a thief is a murder. You see, these people who out here thieving off a boat, from boats that sometimes cost between $50,000 and $100,000, with gas that costs sometimes $400 or $500. I mean, how far are they willing to go? Like, desperation take you out on a pleasure craft to go steal from a barge? Sell the boat. You do much better than what you thief off the barge. I don't know. I don't. And like you said, Texter, these people live in your community. What else they been thieving? Wow. They add the goods belong to somebody. They thieving. Yeah, that's what it is. It is what it is. This person says, good morning, Blend. Bahamians haven't learned. Trump's going to start bombing them shortly. Stop it. Stop it. Trump's not going to do any such thing. You see where all his military might is? Well, south of us. And surely Bahamians don't move drugs and stuff in boats around here. Right? We just move toilet tissue. Another text message. Regardless, the barge is still private property. Now the thieves will steal from each other. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, that's really the nitty gritty of this whole thing, right? I mean, the people have this mentality. I mean, to just quickly, in droves, get into boats. I want a boat. I mean, I don't want to buy a boat, but I want a boat because they're very expensive things. People get into these very expensive watercraft to go steal. And then they live in your community and probably going to sell you stolen goods. And I know that person, whoever had all that toilet tissue, ain't using all that. Right? And I hope you get a good price for it, like, because it was free for them. So you got to get toilet tissue for like 25 cents. I mean, seriously. Unless they selling it to you ply by ply. Or that's a smart business person there. Let's take this next call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
Mr. Robot, how are you, sir?
I'm making light of the situation, but it's a serious situation. But it's Friday, and yeah, the weather's cool.
Family, I heard your little boy answer the phone the other day.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I am quite aware. Now, I don't know. I want to respect your show, your protocol, but I hope I will not be broken your protocol. I read something in the Tribune this week, mm-hmm. and I haven't heard your hostess headline in the Tribune. Would I be able to talk about it?
Yeah, what was the headline?
The headline that transgender leave this country at 2 years old and return back, and now she is in limbo.
Mm-hmm.
That was the headline in the Tribune. I don't have it direct here, but I don't know. I was curious, why was that not a topic?
I don't know, to be honest.
Well, it's amazing.
I know we mentioned it in passing in some story sometime this week. Maybe
yeah, that was in a Tribune this week.
Yeah.
But they take me back to my pet peeve about the family structure.
Mm-hmm.
How could one take a child, leave this country at 2 years old? Now this child is in limbo. She's not a child no more, and she ain't no she. He's a he. How could one do that to a child? 2 years old, this child leave this country. This man now confused and limbo. Don't know this country. When I talk about the family structure, all these premises is tie into that, to these values. That will happen. Poorly socialized, etc. Now, where does that put this person come back to a country he don't know? Can you explain that?
I cannot. But I thank you for bringing that up. We got to go to a break, and Morning Blend will return after these messages.
It's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app. Nassau, Bahamas.
And now it's time for your Morning Blend Traffic Alert, brought to you by RBC Royal Bank and NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers. This segment of Morning Blend brought to you by RBC. With RBC, reaching your goals happens here. Let's see what your traffic hotspots are looking like right now. So Milo Butler Highway, heavy traffic for you in the northbound lane. It's right at the roundabout now. Not quite crossed Fire Trail Road, but causing some backup on Fire Trail Road westbound just before the roundabout. Fire Trail Road, right in the middle of it, has some congestion. Traffic still flowing on Glasson Road till you get to the hill there by Fusion Superflex and the roundabout at JFK. JFK seems to be moving at that roundabout. Some traffic building up at the Saunders Beach roundabout already. Backed up to about Grove Avenue. Lots of traffic on Independence Drive between the Blue Hill Road roundabout and East Street roundabout. And some traffic on Blue Hill Road as you pass the intersection with Carmichael Road. Traffic is building on the Eastern Road, but not too tight as yet, so you still have some time if you're able to get out before that traffic builds up even more. But lost traffic on Soldier Road as you approach Village Road and Bernard Road intersection. Some traffic on Village Road also as you cross that intersection and approach Parkgate Road. So if you can avoid that area, you want to do that. Those are your hot spots for the moment. This segment of Morning Blend brought to you by RBC. With RBC, ideas happen here. Also brought to you by NUA Agents and Brokers. NUA Agents and Brokers, your partner for smart motor insurance and advice that puts you first. Whether you're at home or on the go, get an instant motor quote. Getting an instant motor quote is easy. Call us, visit your nearest branch, or log in anytime at nuainsurance.com. And here's your second look at weather for this morning. The remnants of a weakened frontal boundary continues to generate unsettled weather across the southeast Bahamas, while high pressure and cooler temperatures continue across the country. High pressure over the southeastern U.S. will continue to bring gentle to moderate breezes across the island chain through the weekend and into the start of the work week. The surface trough is expected to linger across the southeast Bahamas through Saturday. Sunday, we'll see a brief drying of the atmosphere ahead of the new week. Monday, we'll see a frontal boundary skirt the northern islands through Tuesday, with some showers and a thunderstorm possible within that area. There is a high risk of rip currents and rough surf affecting coastlines of the central and southeast Bahamas. Beachgoers and swimmers in these areas are urged to not enter Atlantic waters and should exercise extreme caution when entering sheltered areas. For the northern Bahamas, your weather variably cloudy through tonight. A 10% chance of a passing shower. Winds northerly at 10 knots or less, becoming light and variable at times. Your high temperature 77 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 66 degrees Fahrenheit. For the northwest Bahamas, weather partly cloudy through tonight. A 10% chance of a passing shower. Winds northeasterly at 10 to 15 knots. Your high temperature 79 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 73 degrees Fahrenheit. For the central Bahamas, weather cloudy through tonight, a 10 to 20% chance of an isolated shower. Winds northeasterly at 15 to 20 knots. Your high temperature 82 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 75 degrees Fahrenheit. For the southeast Bahamas, weather cloudy to overcast at times through tonight, a 30 to 40% chance of widely scattered showers and an isolated thunderstorm. Winds northeasterly at 15 to 20 knots. Your high temperature 82 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 75 degrees Fahrenheit. In your tropical weather outlook, tropical cyclone formation is not expected during the next 7 days. We'll have an extended forecast for you later on in the show.
Wake up, it's a new day.
Mommy, are you writing to Santa too?
You have Santa. I have CIBC Caribbean.
CIBC has sweetened the season, so you can bring your holiday dreams to life and wrap a new home or land with incredible cashback deals. Plus, your approved loan gives you a chance to win up to US $5,000. Apply now at www.cibccaribbean.com/sweeten the season. Terms and conditions apply.
Are you searching for something new? Something exciting? Your dream job in paradise? Well, look no further. Royal Beach Club Paradise Island is hiring. Join a dynamic group of passionate hospitality professionals, craft unforgettable moments, and thrive in a vibrant, welcoming atmosphere. Play your part in shaping the future of our team while growing your own career every day. Bring your energy, your passion, and your creativity to a workplace that's as dynamic and fun as you are. At Royal Beach Club Paradise Island, the opportunities don't just exist. they're limitless. So are you ready to find your perfect fit? Visit Royal Beach Club at paradiseisland.com/career today and step into a world of exciting possibilities.
Step inside the John Baptiste Jazz Club at Bahamar, where the rhythm of the islands of the Bahamas meets the soul of New Orleans. Every night, the lights dim, the music swells, and the air fills with that unmistakable energy, the kind that makes you close your eyes and just feel. Savor signature cocktails, curated small plates, and live performances from world-class musicians, all in an intimate, artfully designed space where every seat has a story. Whether it's a romantic night out or a spontaneous evening with friends, this is where you want to be. The John Baptiste Jazz Club, only at Bahamar. Reserve your table now at bahamar.com/jazz club or through the Bahamar app, because every evening plays its own tune.
Unwrap the gift of style with Nassau Tile's holiday warm-up event from November 17th to 29th. Now is the time to beat the holiday rush with savings so hot you'll feel the cheer. Save 20% off store-wide on all tile, setting materials, backsplashes, mosaics, trims, and more. Gobble up even more savings on selected net items. Shop the holiday warm-up event at Nassau Tile for a feast of savings. Visit our showroom on Doddswell Street or call 322-2100 to check off your holiday style wish list today.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us because we've got you covered.
Sean, with Kerry, C-Sharp, let's go.
I don't worry about gossip. I don't worry about bad minds feel. Bring up your hand if you're a VIP. Yes, I know I am a real big deal. Hey, I have no limitations. I go out and I live up my dream. Got my pride and my family. Disrespect is a serious thing. Yes, I know I am a real big deal. Hey, I'm a real big deal. Yes, I know I am a real big deal. Hey, I'm a real big deal. Hey, I'm a real big deal. Hey, I'm a real big deal. Yes, I know I am a real big deal. Hey, I'm a real big deal.
I got a million things on my mind and less than 100 ways to show. So if you think I sit and waiting for you to say when and where to go, you got a rude awakening coming, 'cause we ain't got no time to play. So when they see the train start running, they better move out the way. Yes, yes,
Yes, I know I am a real big deal. Hey, I'm a real big deal. Yes, I know I am a real big deal. Hey, I'm a real big deal. Hey, I'm a real big deal. Hey, I'm a real big deal. Yes, I know I am a real big deal. Hey, I'm a real big deal. Let me tell you, say this again. Don't have the time to worry about no one. 'Cause I know I was born a champion, living in the land of the sea, sand and sun. Got the strength of the 242. I put my all in everything I do. Bring up your hand if you are VIP, and tell the haters yes I am a real big deal. Yes, I know I am a real big deal. Hey, I'm a real big deal. Yes, I know I am a real big deal. Hey, I'm a real big deal. Hey, I'm a real big deal. Hey, I'm a real big deal. Yes, I know I am a real big deal. Hey, I'm a real big deal.
Find Sean and Rick, yeah, we gonna murder them. We don't care what they say, we gonna murder them. When the big tune drop, time to slaughter them. It's for all of them, and I say all of them. We gotta jump them sound. Right, keep the body dancing all night. So DJ, play the tune again and
This
again.
is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
And now at 8:27, it's time for your final look at this morning's weather. Brought to you by Sherwin-Williams Paints. And your general situation, the remnants of a weakened frontal boundary continues to generate unsettled weather across the southeast Bahamas, while high pressure and cooler temperatures continue across the country. High pressure over the southeastern U.S. will continue to bring gentle to moderate breezes across the island chain through the weekend and into the start of the work week. The surface trough is expected to linger across the southeast Bahamas through Saturday. Sunday will see a brief drying of the atmosphere ahead of the new week. Monday will see a frontal boundary skirt the northern islands through Tuesday, with some showers and a thunderstorm possible within that area. There is a high risk of rip currents and rough surf affecting coastlines of the central and southeast Bahamas. Beachgoers and swimmers in these areas are urged not to enter Atlantic waters and should exercise extreme caution when entering sheltered areas. The forecast for the northern Bahamas: weather variably cloudy through tonight, a 10% chance of a passing shower, winds northerly at 10 knots or less, becoming light and variable at times. Your high temperature is 77 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 66 degrees Fahrenheit. For the northwest Bahamas, weather partly cloudy through tonight, a 10% chance of a passing shower, winds northeasterly at 10 to 15 knots. Your high temperature 79 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 73 degrees Fahrenheit. For the central Bahamas, weather cloudy through tonight, a 10 to 20% chance of an isolated shower. Winds northeasterly at 15 to 20 knots. Your high temperature 82 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 75 degrees Fahrenheit. For the southeast Bahamas, weather cloudy to overcast at times through tonight, a 30 to 40% chance of widely scattered showers and an isolated thunderstorm. Winds northeasterly at 15 to 20 knots. Your high temperature 82 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Your tropical weather outlook: tropical cyclone formation is not expected during the next 7 days. In your extended forecast, your outlook for tomorrow: for the southeast Bahamas, weather variably to partly cloudy. Elsewhere, a mix of sun and clouds. For the southeast Bahamas, a 20 to 30% chance of showers or an isolated thunderstorm. Elsewhere, a 10 to 20% chance of a brief passing shower. For the northern Bahamas, winds northeast at 10 knots. For the northwest and central Bahamas, winds northeasterly at 10 to 15 knots. For the southeast Bahamas, winds northeast at 15 to 20 knots, decreasing 10 to 15 knots by evening. Your high temperature 84 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 75 degrees Fahrenheit. And your outlook for Sunday: for the northern and northwest Bahamas, weather partly sunny to sunny. For the central and southeast Bahamas, variably cloudy. For the northern and northwest Bahamas, a 10% chance of isolated showers. For the central and southeast Bahamas, a 10 to 20% chance of isolated showers. Winds for the northern Bahamas, southeast to southwest at 10 knots or less. For the northwest, central, and southeast Bahamas, winds northeast to east at 10 knots or less. Your high temperature 86 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 75 degrees Fahrenheit. That was your final look at weather, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams Paints. Ready to refresh your space? Head to your local Sherwin-Williams for premium paint, pro tips, and everyday deals that make it easy to get started. And here's your final look at weather, brought to you by RBC Royal Bank and NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers. RBC Royal Bank, with RBC, reaching your goals happen here. Your hotspots now: Somalibatla Highway has some traffic. It looks like it's flowing some. but it is extended past the Fire Trail Road roundabout, and traffic on Fire Trail Road eastbound extending towards McKinney Avenue, but flowing a little bit. In the westbound lane looks much better on Fire Trail Road. Lassen Road, traffic built up there. Just before New Destiny Baptist Cathedral. And then it'll flow until you reach the hill there. The bottom of the hill there, just before JFK Drive. Some traffic on JFK Drive. A lot of traffic on JFK Drive there by the Ministry of Works. So if you head in that direction, you might get stuck there. You might want to find another route as you approach the six-legged roundabout. Lots of traffic. Traffic at the Saunders Beach roundabout seems to have abated a bit. It's good news for you if you're going in that direction. But some traffic building downtown. If you're on the Eastern Road, some traffic just before Fox Hill Road and just after Fox Hill Road loosens up as you approach Village Road. And that traffic in Soldier Road has loosened a little bit as you approach the intersection with Wolf Road and Brennan Road. Still a lot of traffic between the East Street and Blue Hill Roads roundabouts. And traffic as you approach Tony Williams Darling Highway from Blue Hill Road northbound. Those are your traffic hotspots for the moment. This segment of Morning Blend brought to you by RBC. With RBC, your ideas happen here. Also brought to you by NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers. Whether you prefer a face-to-face chat or handling things online, we've got you covered. Visit nuainsurance.com for an instant motor quote or stop by your nearest branch today.
At Cleveland Clinic, you set your course, not cancer. So when your journey takes an unexpected turn, you seek out the experts who've conquered it before, and you forge new paths to help fight cancers. For every route to a cure, for every care in the world. See how we're innovating cancer care at Cleveland Clinic today.
Looking for insurance that fits your lifestyle and your budget? At Star General Insurance, we've got you covered. Whether it's motor insurance with flexible options for third-party liability and comprehensive coverage, or commercial insurance products that protect your business, we have choices you can afford. Own a home or renting? Our home insurance products have just what you need. And for the adventurers out there, we offer marine insurance too. Visit our website or social media pages for contact information and quotes. Star General, insurance made simple.
This message has been brought to you by the Free National Movement.
'Tis the season for dreams to come true. There's Santa for the kids and CIBC Caribbean for you. Whether it's a house, land, vehicle, or upgrading your home, CIBC Caribbean can support your dreams with the financing you need. Enjoy incredible cashback deals with mortgages and land loans. Plus, your approved loan gives you a chance to win up to US $5,000. Apply now at www.cibccaribbean.com/sweeten the season. Terms and conditions apply.
Don't shop at Sherwin-Williams then. Don't get the best service in the Bahamas then.
The love is really, really strong in Sherwin-Williams. We don't just sell paint.
We service you with a smile, good hearts, mind, soul, and body. And we love our customers as much as we love ourselves.
Yes, real talk.
I'm not just saying this
Real talk.
to impress myself.
We love to go beyond with customer service. So they feel delighted to come and Sherwin-Williams because they know I can either see Dee Dee, or I can see Shelly, or one of our other wonderful staff members. We treat our customers with the respect of our boss because there are many paint companies they could choose to go to. No, baby. If they go to some other paint companies, so I gonna get this little thing at the end of the week.
We want to make sure you get that little ting, Shelley. Come visit Shelley and Dee Dee at Sherwin-Williams, Bahamas, and you'll surely find color in every day.
In the world of business, technology is not a choice, it's a necessity. And for businesses that demand excellence, there's only one choice for unparalleled support and cutting-edge technology. Custom Computers. You have challenges and we have solutions. Computing, networking, storage, and printing for enterprises large and small, aligned with premium brands like HP, Microsoft, Konica Minolta, and more. Get tech done the right way with Custom Computers. Call the know-how team at 396-1101.
Cool down with the latest Frosty flavors at Wendy's. Savor the Caramel Crunch Frosty, which combines a creamy texture with a satisfying toffee nut crunch. Or indulge in the fresh and tangy taste of the Lemon Cake Frosty. Or enjoy the sweet and chocolatey goodness of the Cookies and Cream Frosty. These new Frosties are only here for a good time, not a long time. So head to your nearest Wendy's and grab your favorite flavor today. Gotta be chili, gotta be Frosty.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us because we've got you covered.
Good morning and welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. I'm Chester Robards, filling in for Dwight Strachan. And we're switching gears right now, but first I got to tell you about a BTC iPhone offer. The deal you've been waiting for is here for 2 days only, this Thursday and Friday. BTC turning up the heat. Sign up for the $64.99 postpaid plan at BTC Mall or Southwest Plaza and score the all-new iPhone 16 256 gigs for just $599. That's $100 off the regular price, but you got to move fast. When Friday's gone, the deal's gone too. So what are you waiting for? Run to BTC, the mall store, or Southwest Plaza and grab your new iPhone 16 today. We are switching gears. We're talking with Costrite about their warehouse, and something that they put together since they lost the store. And we have in studio with us Director of E-commerce, Gershwin Green. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you.
Glad you're here to tell us all about this. I wrote a story about it earlier in the week, so kind of familiar with what's going on. But tell us what AML has put together for Costrite customers and maybe some new Costrite customers.
Absolutely. So as everyone would know, Costrite, we lost our store to the fire earlier this year at Old Trail location. And in response to that, we have created a temporary warehouse to store some of our Kosh-Rite products for members to shop. What's unique about this offer is that it is online only, and then you can do curbside pickup at the warehouse, or you could have it delivered anywhere in Nassau. And for the Family Island customers, you can shop online at the warehouse, and we'll deliver it for free to the mailboat.
Right.
So it's a new offering. As far as I know, nothing has been done like this before.
Yeah.
But obviously, we can't stock all of our products that we would typically have
Right.
in a physical location. But we do have 120 of the most popular items.
Okay.
Mostly grocery items, and then we have a few frozen meat as well. But for persons who are Kosh-Rite members, they can sign into the website using their email address that's associated with their membership. Go onto the www.koshritenassau.com website and be able to shop online.
Right.
And you can pick it up yourself for free at the Milo Butler warehouse off Peach Street, or we could deliver it to you for a fee.
Right.
If you're a Family Island customer, free delivery to the mailboat.
Okay. Can you say what that fee is for delivery? Or
Yeah, so the delivery fee is $18.99.
Okay.
That's island-wide in Nassau.
That's not
so
bad.
no matter if you're in Adelaide or Yamakra, we'll deliver it for $18.99 for orders underneath $500.
Right.
It does go up for orders above $500 to $21.99.
Right.
But it is flat fee. It's island-wide. So no matter where you are, we deliver it to you.
Yeah, not bad for that convenience. Of course, the text messages are already coming in asking about membership. So asking if non-members are able to see the product offerings.
Yes, non-members are able to shop the website.
Right.
They can create an account on the website and shop online. They would be hit with a non-member fee at checkout because they're not a member.
Right.
But they would still get member pricing for the products.
Right.
If they want to become a member, you could also sign up for the membership online.
Right.
So you could find that on the website as well. You click the link, and then there's a form, and you could pay with it with your debit or credit card to become a member.
Right.
And we'll turn that in. We'll email you that information with your membership ID number, your email address associated with it, any additional card holders you want. We'll email that to you within 1 or 2 business days.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's new as well, the opportunity to sign up online?
That is new.
Yeah.
We've never had that before.
Okay.
Another response to the fire.
Yeah.
So we created that as well. So you can create a membership. But for all existing Kosh-Rite members at the time of the fire, if you had an active Kosh-Rite membership, we have extended your membership until April 30th, 2026.
Oh, wow.
So if your car was expiring that day, we have extended it from November 3rd until April 30th, 2026.
Oh, that's very good.
So you're still a Kosh-Rite member.
That's excellent. And so what is being a member afford you versus just kind of shopping on as a non-member?
Well, being a member affords you member pricing, right? This temporary location is a little bit unique.
Right.
But typically in our physical store, only members can shop.
Right.
And then, previously in the past, we had it where non-members could shop, but you would have non-member pricing for products.
Right.
But our new Kosh-Rite, before the fire, it was a members-only store.
Right.
Which means members-only pricing.
Right.
So the benefit of becoming a member is that you get access to the member pricing for products, which is really good pricing. And then you'll also have a few membership benefits with partnered businesses as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we know yet when the store is hopefully back close to the end of next year if you'll continue with the non-members being able to shop? Or
so the store, we are working very hard to get it back up and running.
Yeah.
Everybody is itching for it.
Yeah.
And so are we. And we are aiming to have that store up and running by this time next year.
Yeah.
So about another 12 months to get it up and running. We believe that will be a members-only store as well.
Yeah.
So this is a great time to become a member.
Yeah.
So that when the store gets open, you'll already be signed up. You'll already be ready to go. You could just walk in and start shopping.
And a convenient time.
Exactly.
But you did get a physical card before. What's different now?
That's a good question. We are going to be emailing you basically a digital card.
Okay.
if you sign up online, but you can pick up your physical card at the Milo Butler warehouse if you are a Nassau-based customer, if you are a Freeport-based customer, because we also have a store in Freeport, you can pick it up at the store in Freeport.
Now this just kind of offer just recently started. What have you been seeing so far in terms of responses?
Response has been good. Started off, I think people need just to understand how the process works.
Right.
It's a new process.
Yeah.
It is a shop online, pick up or deliver. But we can also assist you if you come to the warehouse, right? So we are open Monday through Sunday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. So if you are not tech savvy, if you have a little bit of hassles with the website, if you don't have the head for it, you could just visit us at Peach Street at Milo Butler Warehouse, and one of our associates will help you. They'll take out your phone, sign you in, walk you through the process, walk you through adding your card to checkout, and we'll, be hands-on with you. So I think persons have started to adopt that. Just coming to the warehouse and saying, hey, look, I'm interested. I want to buy product. I can't figure out this online thing. Help me. And we are able to help you on the spot.
Right. Okay. That's great. So tell people what website they go to find all this information, and remind us of where it is again.
Yes. So you go to www.costrightnassau.com. So if you're on your phone, you open up Google Chrome, open up Safari, and you just type that into your browser. If you're on your desktop, open up the same thing.
Right.
That's where you'll find the website. And we are located Milo Butler Warehouse off Peach Street off Montrose Avenue. So if you're coming from Wolf Road, you make that turn onto Montrose Ave. You make that quick turn onto Peach Street. And we have a big sign there. You can't miss it. And then you go to the back of the warehouse. So it's not in the front. You come around the back, and that's where we'll be set up to help you.
All right.
Once your car turns there, we have guys on watch, on lookout, and they'll come and help you.
Okay. And I see you got some stuff going on, some deals and giveaways. Absolutely. And all kinds of fun stuff happening on the website.
Yes. We have a giveaway going on right now for the month of November. So one of 20 persons will be automatically given a $100 AML gift card if you shop on the website anytime during the month. So we're going to pick random 20 customers. We'll give you a $100 AML gift card. The beauty about that AML gift card is you could use it at Fresh Market. You could use it at Solomon's Yamacraw.
Okay.
If you travel to Exuma, you could use it there. If you travel to Luther, you could use it there.
Right.
So it's a global card. So we're giving away 20 of those.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's needed around the holiday season, I can tell you that.
Absolutely.
That's excellent. Go ahead.
We also have, starting today, we have a good offer for our business customers out there. We are introducing pallet pricing.
Oh.
So if you want a case of water, right, a pallet of water, you can get a pallet of water, which is 48 cases of water for $495. That is a very, very good price. Wow. One individual case is $10.99, which is also an amazing price. But if you're a business out there and you need, large supplies of water, not just a business, if you are school, office, church, and you having an event, having a fair, and need a lot of cases of water, we have a good promotion going on right now, $495 for a pallet of water.
That's excellent. That's excellent. So you just become a customer. You can go on this website, look for whatever it is you want. It seems you just add it to your cart.
And check out.
You check out and
that's it.
Bob's your uncle, as they say.
The good thing about the website, so the website is you need a debit or credit card to pay online.
Right.
We don't accept cash. We don't accept bank transfer. We don't accept check.
Right.
You must have a debit or credit card. So once you sign into the website, if you're an existing member, you sign in using the same email address that's associated with your membership card.
Right.
For persons who may not know what email address they put down for their membership, just give us a call. And once you give us your membership ID number, we'll give that information to you.
Right.
So you could either visit us or you could give us a call, and we'll be able to help you on the spot.
Yes.
And then when you go into the website, you sign in, you add products to your cart, you fill out basic information, your billing address. And then if you're doing curbside pickup, which is you're picking up yourself, you don't get out your car. So you come to the warehouse, you pull into your spot, and we will bring the product out to you. We'll open up the trunk, we'll load it.
Okay.
It's a very efficient process. You'll be in and out in 5 minutes.
Wow.
You select that, or if you want it delivered to wherever you are in Nassau, you can select delivery, and then you enter your card details and go from there.
That's a great service. I am definitely going to be using that.
Absolutely.
And something else is new. We didn't mention it. We know you can get a new membership online, but you can also renew.
Yes.
Online.
You can also renew memberships on the website.
Right.
Once you sign in using your membership email address,
right.
It'll automatically know if you need to renew or not.
Okay.
And you get a pop-up message that appears. You enter your card details and you just pay for the renewal of the membership. But like I mentioned earlier, all active Cartwright members, we've extended your membership until April 30th, 2026. So you won't need to renew until May 1st.
See, that's an early Christmas gift. Cartwright users and fans. That's an excellent initiative. So.
Absolutely.
Good stuff. Gershon Green, I give you the final word. Let us know what we need to do. Again, where we need to go to find all this good information, and how we can find the warehouse.
Absolutely. So just to recap, Cartwright, Nassau, we've opened up a temporary location at Milo Butler Warehouse off Peach Street off Montrose Avenue. We have 120 products, some of the best-selling products there. It's an order online, pick up yourself at the warehouse or have it delivered to you. You go into www.cartwrightnassau.com. If you're an existing Cartwright member, you just sign in using an email address registered to your membership account. If you're not, you can sign up for a membership online as well.
Right.
We have great pricing going on right now. Chicken wings, 33-pound case, $38.99, best price in the country. We have case of water, $10.99. We have pallet pricing for the water now, $495 for 48 cases of water. Kool-Aid jammers, $15.99. Chicken breasts at a really good price. We have storage bins, $22.99. We just have really good pricing. We have sweetened the deal even more. We have dropped the pricing lower than what it would have been at our physical store.
Okay.
Just because it's a temporary location, we just want to keep our members happy. So the pricing you'll find on the website is the best prices in the country.
Yeah, excellent. Excellent. And I forgot to ask, but do we know if this will continue even when the new store is up and running?
To be determined.
Yeah.
But for now, for these next 12 months, we know that this is
the way you're going
this
to
is the way you could shop Cartwright.
Excellent. Absolutely. Thank you so much for bringing that information to us, and hope everybody runs on down to the website and get this stuff.
Absolutely. And if anybody has any questions, I'll personally help them with the website, with the email address, Gershwin Green. So just call and ask. Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right. We're going to take a quick break, and Morning Blend will continue on the other side.
The Joker knew. Now that's right, girls, you're doing it. Getting out.
Bahamian families, mark your calendars. On Sunday, November 23rd from 6 to 8 p.m. at the British Colonial Hilton. Meet 13 of Canada's top CAIS-accredited boarding schools. Join our schools for a casual yet informative Canadian reception directly following the Betty Walker Fair. Discover how CAIS boarding schools offer small classes, personalized support, and a safe, inclusive community that prepares students for success at top global universities. Don't miss it. Sunday, November 23rd from 6 to 8 p.m. at the British Colonial Hilton.
Don't wait for a storm to arrive. Stock up on hurricane supplies, make home repairs, purchase a generator, and more this hurricane season with a Fidelity personal loan. Make that move today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
Under the distinguished patronage of Thelma Hanna,
Louis Clare Jr. presents Emmanuel Has Come, an evening concert celebrating the birth of Christ our Savior. It all happens one night only, November 22nd, 7:30 p.m. at the Hillview Seventh-day Adventist Church, located on Tonique Williams Darling Highway. Admission is free, so come out and be blessed. An offering will be lifted. This ad has been sponsored by Screws and
Looking for the
Fasteners
perfect Sunday outing? The National Art Gallery of the Bahamas is now open and free to all Bahamian citizens and residents. Spend the day admiring the evolution of Bahamian art. Soak in the natural beauty of our art park and take a little piece of culture home with you by browsing our gift shop. Whether you're an art lover or just curious, we've got something here for everyone. Bring your family, your partner, or your friends and let the art inspire you this Sunday and beyond. The National Art Gallery of the Bahamas, our home for Bahamian art.
Hard work and opportunity are the keys to success. I started as a packing boy, a bus boy, and a space cleaner. Now, I'm a businessman and a lawyer. As chairman of BAIC, I focus on creating new opportunities for Bahamian entrepreneurs and farmers. I'm Darren Pickstock, candidate for the PLP in Golden Isles. It would be an honor to work hard for Golden Isles and help with concerns big and small. Let's work together to create new pathways to security and success for more Bahamians.
This has been a paid announcement by the Progressive Liberal Party.
Janae's Chesapeake Road Christmas Wonderland is open. Get up to 40%, yes, 40% off decorations this season. Christmas trees in a variety of sizes and colors, and decorated by choosing from the largest variety of Christmas decorations in town. Musical LEDs and laser lights, ornaments, lighted angels and Santas, garlands, wreaths, tree skirts, stockings, and lots more. Oh, the array of flowers and picks choices. And don't forget the toys, they're 40% off. Up to 40% off things Christmas at Janae's. Restrictions apply. Check out some selections on www.janae's.com.
Get ready for Rewind Music Festival.
Music.
Saturday, November 22nd at the Amphitheater, Nassau Cruise Pool. Hosted by Fresh International and Lancelot. Featuring an all-star DJ lineup. Tico T, DJ Fine, Slow Giant, Pusha Jr., OVO Moore, Black Cheney, and more. Bringing the heat. Reggae to soca. Hip-hop, dancehall, and everything in between. Gates open 7 p.m. General admission 30, 45 at the door. Don't miss Rewind Music Festival. Saturday, November 22nd at the Amphitheater. Your place to be for vibes.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business here on Guardian Radio 96.9. I'm Chester Robards. And we should have our disability awareness series with Dario Charlton on soon. But until we get Dario on, there was a text message that came through along some businessy lines. What is this saying? Oh, he's on? Oh, okay, great. I don't have to look for that text message anymore. Okay, good morning, Dario Charlton. Glad to have you with us. You there? I think you're muted. You might be muted.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Good morning. Happy World Diabetes Day, man.
Happy World Diabetes Day, Dario. How have you been?
I've been great, and I'm really excited. You know, the entire month of November is earmarked for diabetes awareness, so I'm especially excited, you know, to be able to lend my voice to the conversation and raise the awareness around diabetes.
Yes. So, what do we talk about on World Diabetes Day? Why is this so important?
So, you know, World Diabetes Day is extremely important because, as we may know, there are so many people that are living with diabetes, not only around the world, but especially in the Bahamas, as we have, you know, one of the leading rates of diabetes around the world. And even though it's so prevalent among us, there are so many people, including those who are living with diabetes, that have very little knowledge about the disease.
Yeah.
And it's very important for us to continue the conversation about diabetes to help most people who are suffering from the disease to move to a point where they can better manage it, avoid some of the complications, and then share some of that knowledge so we can start to work towards more preventative measures, better screenings, and then start to, I guess, get to the advanced stages of providing access to better medication, better doctors, and then some of the technology that makes living with diabetes a whole lot easier.
Yeah. It feels like we know about it and we hear about it a lot, but are people getting it?
And I don't think they are.
Yeah.
And from a couple different vantage points. Just to give some context, you know, in the Bahamas, I want to say we have about 40% of our population that are living with diabetes or some form of it. And quite possibly there's about 50% on average of those who do not know that they actually have diabetes. You know, thankfully, within the last 20 years, the advancement in the treatment and the science behind diabetes has been fast moving. And so we need that information, that technology, that medicine, that new standard of care to be in the Bahamas a lot more actively. And to say, you know, with about over 1 in 3 diabetics in the Bahamas, or Bahamians being diabetics, the vast majority of those, at least 95%, are type 2 diabetics.
Okay.
And those individuals are seeing our general practitioners or our family doctors. You know, they aren't specialists in the disease.
Right.
And that may be an opportunity for us to start to move towards people that are going to treat the disease that are more well versed in it, for lack of a better word. And so, you know, type 2 diabetics, they have the esteemed privilege of being able to manage their disease in a way where they can maneuver away from traditional medications. And that would be by way of increasing their daily activities, you know, taking the medication that their doctors prescribe, and then really fine tuning their diet to what works for them specifically.
Yes.
Of course, you know, being in the Bahamas, our diet is so rich in all things that, you know, turn right back into sugar. So it's very important that we find alternative ways to kind of offset that or to minimize our intake of it.
Right. Maybe we could quickly talk about what's the difference between the different types.
Okay. So, and that's what I so like about the space of diabetes. You know, diabetes has evolved so much. We know traditionally diabetes to be 2 forms. The first form is type 2, which would, like I said, is the vast majority of diabetics. And type 2 diabetes is normally looked at as a lifestyle condition, meaning a person's lack of exercise, their lack of care for the type of diet that they're ingesting causes their body to not be able to efficiently use the insulin that's there, and causing them to live with heightened level of sugar in their bloodstream. That in itself causes complications along the way. And so doctors encourage them to take certain medications that will allow the body to start to use the insulin that it's making, or some type 2s may even be prescribed insulin because it gives them the type of insulin that they need in their body to be able to use it better.
Right.
Type 1 diabetics, known as juvenile diabetics, it's a disease that's normally contracted in younger individuals. It is more autoimmune, so it's a point where the immune system attacks the beta cells in the pancreas, which causes the pancreas not to be able to make insulin. And as such, type 1 diabetics have to inject insulin in order to regulate their blood sugars.
Right.
Those are the main types. You know, we see a lot where there's gestational diabetes, and these are women who get diabetes by way of pregnancy.
Right.
Sometimes it goes away at the end of the pregnancy. Others transition into being type 2 diabetics afterwards. There are diabetics that contract the disease because of trauma. So they may have had a particular ailment, and as a result of that, they end up being diabetics. You know, we saw a lot of that around COVID time. But the main types, like I said, is type 1 and type 2. And especially type 2, you're going to have 95% of people living with type 2 diabetes. And that we're seeing now being contracted by children or teenagers, children, increasingly because of the lack of activity and the poor diets.
Yeah. I know we had some wonderful kids on the show when I was hosting at some point. I don't remember if they were on with you or not.
Yeah, they were.
They were,
some
right?
amazing kids. Yeah,
From
some
a
really
camp.
amazing kids.
Yeah. And I think most of them were living with type 1.
Yes.
And yeah.
So most of them were. I know some of them were on the show earlier this week.
Okay.
And it's because the community of diabetics, it's not as known. You know, you live next door to someone, maybe around the corner from someone who is facing the same disease that you are, and we find that bringing those individuals together can help, you know, make their management of the disease a whole lot easier, because you get to share ideas, you get to share your stories, and then you face the same challenges every day.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people don't realize that a diabetic has to make, on average, 150 more decisions on a day-to-day basis than a normal person, because we're watching our sugar levels, we're watching what we're eating. You know, we have to go and inject or ingest, or, you know, we are making so many decisions on a daily basis. And I often tell people that sometimes I don't have the normal concerns that a regular person can have. I don't have the time to worry about being robbed or get hit by a car or plane crash, because I'm so worried about what my sugar level is, where it's going, what I'm going to eat. And it just really consumes us. And so we start to realize that diabetes isn't only a physical challenge, it becomes a mental burden as well.
Yeah. I was going to ask you what your relationship is with diabetes that people don't know, and what some of the challenges have been.
Yeah. So I've had diabetes for over 20 years now, ever since I was a teenager and in college. So, you know, life as a college student and being a type 1 diabetic was really, really rough.
Yeah.
Not to mention, you know, over 20 years ago, the access to technology, access to the simplest things, as in needles that are, you know, a bit finer, meaning it didn't cause as much pain.
Yeah.
It just wasn't there. So it was as if I was stabbing myself with a knife every time I had to inject. And that in of itself can, you know, be a bit more challenging and cause a person not want to take their medication as they should. But thankfully over the years, you know, I've gotten the opportunity to really get access to certain things by way of having health insurance and the likes, but can speak on both sides of the coins, because now, after 20 years of having diabetes, I've transitioned to blindness as a complication of my diabetes. And so what that means is that we'll find that every diabetic, at least after 10 years, will experience some level of complications. Sadly, in the Bahamas, the leading cause of kidney failure, blindness, lower limb amputations, and those complications with stroke and heart disease is caused by diabetes. And so the important part is knowing your numbers and trying to be very consistent with keeping your numbers in a proper range.
Yeah.
So the standard of care at one point would have us to, check our blood sugars in the morning and then check it again in the evening. But with access to technology, individuals can access their blood sugar readings 720 times per day,
Right.
which gives them a whole lot better insight on how they are affected by the food that they're eating, possibly the lack of sleep, stress on the job, maybe their menstrual cycle. All of these different things impact our sugar levels. And so it's very important that we gain access to some of the newer technology because it's going to ensure that our quality of life as a diabetic is a whole lot better.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know when the kids were on, we talked about how expensive some of that new technology could be.
I mean, beyond thinkable, in a sense that there can be a chance that we can, probably working with government, the Ministry of Health and Wellness, Honorable Minister, hope you're listening, can, start to create some partnerships with some of those technology companies. When I was first diagnosed, I know we had a number of different studies take place in the Bahamas through the Bahamas Diabetes Association and some of those technology companies. And this was in the early stages of them creating some of the continuous glucose monitors that can just be a sensor placed in the back of the arm,
right,
and send your blood sugar readings to your phone every 15, 5, or every minute. And that really helps a whole lot. But, trying to buy it here would be, I want to say on average, probably triple the cost of what it would cost in the United States.
Wow.
And then, different from it is in the United States, most of our people don't have access to medical insurance.
Right.
So, going to buy something, goes from paying a $50 copay to possibly being $500-$600 a month for one device.
Wow.
And, it's very sad that we don't have a widespread access to it, but hopefully, as we move forward, we can find some creative ways to gain access to this technology.
Right.
Because we're seeing, especially when we talk to our counterparts in the United States, speaking the other day with a pediatric endocrinologist from Jackson Memorial, she identified that 98% of their patients are leaving hospital with the CGM in their arms. And that correlates to them having nearly, I guess, virtually no hospitalizations because of diabetes complications. And, you can imagine the trickling effect if that can happen here for us, how much more we would save on dialysis treatments, how much more we'll save on hospitalizations for amputations, how much more we're going to save on people going into blindness and the impact that these different complications would have on our lives.
Yeah.
And it's just a simple start with access to knowing what your blood sugars are.
Wow.
Because knowing is definitely half the battle.
Wow. And you said some of these devices tell you, almost every minute in some cases?
Yeah, every minute. So it's a device that I wear and a couple people wear around the country because, I try my best to help those in need to get access. But once we put it in our arms, it gives us our sugar readings to our phone every minute.
Wow.
So 720 readings we can get every day. And what that does is different from a finger stick and a traditional glucose monitor. It can tell us what our sugar level was, what it is, and the direction it's going in. And that helps because now we can make decisions ahead of going into a point where our sugars are either too high,
right,
but more importantly, it helps us to make decisions so our sugar levels don't go too low.
Right.
I think a lot of people don't understand that for a diabetic, a lot more times than often our sugar levels may be too low, which is a whole lot more dangerous than too high because it it's definitely an emergency circumstance then.
Yeah.
And so, I want to touch on what the theme is for this year's World Diabetes Day.
Yes.
The overall theme is diabetes and wellness, which really speaks to the fact that diabetes is a condition where we want to focus more on the quality of life. And so wellness with diabetes is definitely hand in hand. And then it specifically draws down this year on diabetes in the workplace. And so I don't think, just from my experience and hearing the stories of others, that employers really give the type of attention that's necessary to its employees that are living with diabetes, because that employee may need some additional time before lunch to go ahead and check their blood sugars. And then 2 hours after lunch, they may need another break to go ahead and check their sugars again. They may also need some time to identify what would be the best time for them to take a lunch break or take a coffee break, just to make sure that they are able to keep up with their their medical regimens as far as the insulin that they're taking, or maybe they're on pills,
Right.
or whatever have you. And so the conversation around diabetes in the workplace has to be amplified, just to a point where there are structured guidelines, because we're going to identify now that, yes, diabetes is considered a disability in the Bahamas, but we're also going to identify that you have a vast majority of your workforce that are living with diabetes and can really use those accommodations to better manage their condition.
Yeah. Well, what are some of the accommodations? I know you mentioned some just now, but do the new kind of insulin regimens or insulin types need to be kept refrigerated, or all of them, or some considerations offices might need to have a little fridge or something?
So it definitely is at a point where your insulin should be refrigerated. Once you do open your insulin, it can be a point where you can keep it within a certain temperature range. And so not necessarily have to be in a fridge, but the area must be cool enough to be kept. There are some devices that you can use, some smart pen covers that you can put on to the insulin that kind of regulates the temperature. But then again, the question remains, is your medication safe being out in the open, or do you have lockers or areas where you can safely store your items and be able to easily access them? But there's also a point where, we spoke about low blood sugars. A new standard of care in the workplace should be where the employer keeps a glucose monitor on hand, with sufficient test strips that are, not beyond their expiration date. So in the event of emergency, they can check the employee's blood sugar level. They should also possibly keep what is called a glucagon pen, or probably glucose tablets, which is used in emergency cases of low blood sugar, and the person can ingest or be injected with the glucagon, so as to get their blood sugars up as fast as possible. And then just a general knowledge of what diabetes is and what should be done in emergency circumstances with a person that is diabetic can be some of the easiest accommodations to be rolled out. And of course, as we go along, it can be more advanced when you understand, you probably have someone who's working for you who's a type 1 diabetic, and just identifying from them, hey, what is your specific needs as it relates to the medicine that you have to take, or possibly you need to take a meal break. For a diabetic, a lot of people may be asked to eat 6 times per day, just because that's the way in which their regimens would have them to better manage their diabetes. And so you can imagine trying to be at work and telling your boss you need to eat 6 times throughout the course of the day. That can be very challenging. So, diabetes in the workplace means having those tough conversations, being at a point where, when I worked at the Atlantis, I sat down with my entire team and started to talk to them about diabetes emergencies, and giving them an understanding on what would be necessary if I was to, lose consciousness. The first thing you should do is to consider, injecting me with my glucagon, because, even if the blood sugars are too high and you give someone glucose, that's better than the blood sugars being too low and not giving them glucose.
Right. And you mentioned that. What should people look out for when somebody is in an episode where they have low blood sugar?
So, a person experiencing low blood sugar, they're gonna be sweating profusely. They may also be talking as if they are incoherent because they're confused. They're gonna show signs of weakness. So it could be a point where they're telling you they have to sit, or maybe you realize that they already passed out on the floor. And so just knowing that this person is diabetic, and hopefully people are going into their workplace and advising their boss or the staff that they are diabetics, because that's like I say, no one is half the battle.
Yeah.
And so once you're starting to see these signs and symptoms, then you want to grab a mint. If they didn't give you other instructions, then you want to pop that in their mouth, or you want to grab a sweet drink or something along those lines to start to give it to them so they can start to build their blood sugar levels up.
Yeah.
Because believe it or not, people do slip into diabetic comas and never wake up.
Yeah. It's a worry.
It's a real thing, man.
Yeah.
It's definitely a real thing.
We got a call coming in. Let's see if this person has a question for you about diabetes. Good morning, caller. You there?
Hey, morning. Just you guess how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Right on, man. This is a very, very extremely important topic, right? This is a two-part question I have, right? I have for your guess. I have a cake habit, right? Anyone who knows me knows I love cake. I could go in the food store, bar. Like how they have them cakes on side there. As soon as you put it in the trolley, I could eat one of them cakes that same day. The big cake, I'll go there, put icing all over the cake and eat that just by itself. How reckless and dangerous is that at age 47? And second part question is, right, boy, our favorite holiday coming up, Christmas. We eating every single thing we ain't supposed to eat during Christmas. How dangerous is our lifestyle and our eating habits culturally? Because our eating habits are actually a cultural thing, right? How dangerous is that to our health? I'll hang up and wait for your answer.
Yeah, I think you mentioned the cultural thing, but...
Yeah, thank you for your question. I've been saying this for many years. Our cultural diet is what really gets us in problems. I mean, it's an amazing diet, but it's so rich in carbohydrates. You asked about the cake thing. It's very dangerous for anyone at any age to consume that amount of carbohydrates at one time. And there are alternative ways. There are, pastry chefs that are out there that can make cakes with that are sugar-free. They use a sugar substitute or something along those lines. But even with consuming that, you still have to do it, in regimens. You still have to be very responsible with your intake, because it should be at a point where, regardless if you're diabetic or not, you do not want to consume a meal that is more than 80 carbs all at once, because it puts the body in overdrive. And your body starts to work so much harder in order to get those sugar levels down. Let me give you an understanding of what 80 carbs can be. If I was to grab 2 slices of bread, a slice of tomato, a burger, a slice of cheese, and I was to add ketchup and mayo, that's probably a 80 carb meal. And so when you identify that we're going to go to Wendy's, we're going to get that 80 carb sandwich. We're going to pair that with a large fries. We're going to pair that with a large Coca-Cola. We are far beyond what's recommended to be ingested in one meal.
Good grief.
And so, it works us a whole lot harder. So with Christmas coming up, the cheesecakes, the Benny cake, the coconut cake, oh my goodness, it definitely is my favorite time of year to eat. What I can say is, if we are being responsible with the amount that we're eating at one time, if we're being responsible with going out and exercising at least 30 minutes a day, and if we are making sure that we are keeping up with our medications, diabetics can maneuver quite well around the holiday season. But for even those of us that are not known to be diabetics, it's still very important for us to watch that intake, to keep up with our exercise. And and then to follow the guidelines. Hopefully, we are going to the doctor on a regular basis, but follow the guidelines that are given to us by our medical physicians.
Yeah. Even people without diabetes can suffer from sugar crashes and understand how that feels.
They certainly can. You know, a lot of people don't realize sometimes you may be sitting back and you're not motivated to do anything, or you're having a point where you're seeming so aggressive or so rowdy in the Bahamian vernacular. It could be correlating with your blood sugar levels, meaning your sugar might be too low or it could be too high, and so the stresses on the body itself forces you to react a certain way to certain things. And so we all have to be mindful. A lot of us go to the doctor probably to get our annual, and the doctor be like, oh, you know, you might be pre-diabetic or this, so you have a touch of diabetes.
Right.
And you know, once those flags are raised, it's time for us to make a serious change. And I think another way we can help is that you'll go to a household where someone may be a diabetic, and it's a household of 4 people, and so you know the caregiver is now cooking 2 separate pots of food. It shouldn't be. Whatever that person who's been diagnosed with diabetes has to eat would be a recommended dietary plan for everyone in that household, because that helps to prevent anyone else from, you know, being in that same predicament where they're diagnosed with diabetes along the lines. And we can identify that, you know, diabetes do run in families, believe it or not. You know, more studies has to be done, but most likely where you see a mom and dad or a grandparent that has diabetes, there's a chance that, you know, somewhere along their lineage, someone else is going to be diagnosed with diabetes. In my family, you know, my great-grandfather, my paternal great-grandfather, he was a type 1 diabetic. It skipped the next generation, but when it got to my father's generation, my father became a type 2 diabetic. When it got to my generation, me and 2 of my other cousins are diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. And so, you know, we can imagine that continues on and on and on and on down the line if we change some of the things that we're doing. Of course, type 1, you know, you can't prevent that. Not yet, at least. But, you know, with being able to change some things in our lifestyle and diet, a lot of us can live a whole lot better, healthier lives.
Yeah. There's a lot of people seem to want to ask you questions. The phone lines are blinking over here. Adam, you want to take?
I'm ready.
Okay, good.
I'm ready.
Let me ask this question that came on the text line, because that's been around for a little minute. Can an adult move from type 2 to type 1?
I wouldn't necessarily say from type 2 to type 1. Can they become insulin dependent type 2? Yes. And to kind of give a better grasp of that, a lot of people think that when you're asked to take insulin, or your doctor is recommending that you take insulin, they feel like you have diabetes bad. No, that should not be the way we look at it. When you're asked to take insulin, it's just the way in which you're going to manage your diabetes. And for us type 1s, it gives us a lot more flexibility to be able to have close to normal diet as possible, because we're able to identify how much insulin is needed to take in order to eat a slice of cake, or in order to eat a cup of ice cream, or possibly to enjoy a Snicker or an O. Henry. Even though it's not recommended, we do have the flexibility to be able to do that because of the way we manage our diabetes.
Right. Okay. All right, let's take this next call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Caller, you there? Well, let's take this next line. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, Chester. How you doing? Good morning, this good gentleman out there.
Good morning.
Yeah, I like to say too, that folks, I remember my parents when they cook, the most important thing they put vegetables on the side of your plate. And when they cook their rice, they cook it with herbal stuff. I noticed that don't happen in most Bahamian diet no more. Vegetables and things like that. On the soft drink, you drink them once in a while. What the sad thing, Chester, a good gentleman, one day we was in a church bus, and early in the morning, this big fella, young guy, 10 years old, come with a big bottle of Coke soda. I said, my God, my parents would turn over in their grave, my grandparents, because in the morning we don't drink no soda. We drink tea, and we cook the regular fish, the things like that, Chester.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
And the average person, children, don't get that. They get these fast type of food stores, drinks and stuff like that, and these microwave stuff. And it's very killing them too. So if we just go back to our basic home food, Chester, we will survive.
Yeah.
That's what everyone to contribute to that.
Thank you.
And stay up to salt. Drink it once in a while. Have a good day.
Yep. You have a good day as well. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, he speaks well because it's portion sizes, really and truly. When I was younger and I would visit my aunt in the U.S. and we'd stay there all summer, we would go to summer camps on their parks, government summer camps, and we'd wonder why they're feeding us certain food and they're giving us these small juice pouches. And all of it is aligned with trying to ensure that you are managing just regular life in the healthiest way possible. Nowadays, you go to a summer camp here in the Bahamas, and you most likely are going to find some chicken wings and rice and macaroni for lunch, along with whatever sweet drink, Capri Sun or something along those lines, with portion sizes that just aren't favorable and the food just not being the best.
Right.
And I think that's one of the things we can change. Sometimes, we're having functions. Let's find healthier foods to put on the menu. To give people not only that option, but to show them that there are ways that they can still enjoy themselves, but eating healthier.
Yes. Excellent. Let's take this next call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend Business.
Good morning, Mr. Rovard.
Good morning.
I was diagnosed with diabetes in February.
Okay.
My A1C was 6.5. And by August, I was able to not be considered diabetic by bringing my A1C down to 5.9.
Awesome.
Can you ask your guest if he can speak to insulin resistance and the benefits of fasting in reversing diabetes?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Thank you for that question. And that is a bit more advanced than what any normal person would go through. And you did a really good job, man. We have to celebrate those types of wins in any circumstance. And so to kind of back up some of the things that he said that he was diagnosed at 6.5. So with diabetes, we identify that anyone that has a A1C, which is a blood sugar test that tests what your average blood sugars would have been over the last 3 months. Diabetes would be measured. Anyone that's normal would have a A1C of 5.4 and below. Anyone that's considered to be a pre-diabetic would have an A1C that's 5.5 to 6.4. And anyone that's considered to be a diabetic would have an A1C of 6.5 and above. And so when he was diagnosed, obviously he sounds a bit more mature, so it seems like he may have been diagnosed with type 2. The insulin resistant part of it is that's what is the challenge for someone that is a type 2 diabetic. Their body is making insulin but not using it efficiently. And so fasting becomes very important because it allows the body an opportunity to work off some of the additional sugars in the blood by letting that absorb into the cells and using it as energy. And so what I found to work very well for me some days is I would get up, my sugar levels are amazing, and I want to have that consistency throughout the course of the day. And so I would delay my breakfast until about 11:30 and basically have brunch.
Okay.
And so it gives me my entire morning hours with steady blood sugars within that range. And then when I'm getting prepared for my lunch, I identify what I'm going to eat. I take sufficient insulin to cover my meal. I wait 15 to 20 minutes, and then I consume. And so that helps me to avoid my sugar from spiking up high. And then I consistently ride that throughout. And so intermittent fasting, like I do in the morning, helps my body to better regulate the sugar that's there.
Right.
A lot of people, when they're taking insulin or taking some of the diabetes medication, they're realizing that they're putting on weight. And the reason why they're putting on weight is because your body's getting the nutrients that it needs, but you're not using the stuff that you're putting in your body, meaning you're not active, meaning you're not exercising, meaning you're not going out for a walk and doing the things that you should do in order to use the energy that you're putting in your body.
Yes.
And so a way around some of the insulin resistance is exercise. And those intermittent fasting helps you to stay at that good sugar level or that good range for a consistent period of time.
Excellent. Wow. Yes. Got another call there coming in. Let's take this other call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend Business.
Yes, good morning, Chester. Good morning to you. Good guess.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, the thing is, we must remember that with the A1C, right? It's a hemoglobin test, and so I was wondering if any doctors listening, the fact that the red blood cells they live for like three months and then they die off. So it'll be interesting to find out when is the best time to take it. So if you take it at the morning and then you do it every 3 months, because it actually shows the sugar that's attached to the red blood cells. Also, it's very simple to explain to people that the more sugar you eat, the more cholesterol and triglycerides the liver produces, the bad cholesterol, which helps lower the good cholesterol. So that's where the problem lies. Also, some things we have to unlearn. Granulated sugar is a death sentence because it's granulated, the surface area is increased, and the uptake is too fast for the body. The body's not used to the sugar rush. That's what causes the problem. Since that we have realized the result of high carbohydrate intake, you just mentioned there's really a predominance of lack of exercise. So then that means you store more. The sugar stores as fat, and so then that's a problem right there, which in turn also can lead to insulin resistance. So basically, the problem is just a lack of activity. We've been socially engineered and snared to just sit, and so that's the problem. So the liver actually shows you that. So I just thought that like I said, the reason why they have granulated powder when you go to the washers, right, Chester, is so you can get a better surface reaction and a better reaction because you increase the surface area by cutting up something. Mm-hmm. That's why certain things are granulated, so you get a better reaction. So it's no different with sugar. It's not a natural sugar for the body to uptake sugar. People talk about fruits and fructose, but what I don't hear most doctors and nutritionists saying is that when you eat, this is something I know for decades, when you eat the whole fruit, you absorb less sugar because much of the sugar is passed out as roughage or fiber. I just hang up and listen.
For that call, I think he's been calling in for quite a few years, so he's definitely well read on a lot of the topics. Mm-hmm. What I would challenge him to do is to possibly, if he can, grab a hold of one of the continuous glucose monitors that are out there that are recommended for people that are non-diabetic, and follow some of the theories that he would have. Mm-hmm. Because we would see that individuals, as much as we think that things are generalized, our bodies react to things differently. And so in some instances, I can give you one. If I consume oranges, my sugar spikes, rapidly. But then I can look at someone else who would consume oranges and their body can just regulate it. And so we identify that sometimes as broad scale as diabetes is, it still becomes a very individual disease. And each of our bodies must be managed uniquely in a way that would better help us to live a better quality of life.
Yeah. Okay, we got another call. Let's take this call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend Business. Caller, you there? Okay, no. There was a text message came in that said the nurse was on with Dwight earlier this week, and she asked about fasting. She was asked about fasting for diabetics. She indicated that it was risky, especially as most persons won't enter into it with supervision. She said you could end up compounding the problem. What do you say to that?
Well, she's the expert.
Yeah.
I'm not certain the direction she was speaking to, but I'm guessing when we're talking about fasting, we're talking about in a religious sense. It can work for people that are non-diabetics, but for those that are diabetics and who may not have access to being able to monitor their blood sugars as best, it can be dangerous. Meaning, your body needs to have a certain amount of insulin in it in order to regulate your blood sugars. You're going to need that for just the normal things your body have to do just for that energy.
Right.
And so in some cases, we may be living to where we don't want to eat something, but we need to eat just because we have to take some form of insulin.
Right.
With type 1 diabetics, most of us are on a long-acting insulin, meaning we take one injection either in the morning or at night, and that stays in our body for 24 hours to be as what we call a basal rate. So it helps to keep a consistent blood sugar level. And then we take a second insulin for mealtime. And so that is a rapid acting one, which doesn't stay in our body for more than 3 to 4 hours. And it regulates the sugar as we would eat either breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or maybe even a snack in between. More advanced users of insulin, and that's where we kind of encourage diabetics to have those conversations with their doctors in knowing how they can take corrective measures to their insulin. And so you may be fasting, you realize that your blood sugar levels are above where you would want it to be. And so now you need to know what's the best way of being able to take some insulin without overdoing it, sending your sugar too low, and also not having to consume any food. And so those questions can be done with having a conversation with your doctor and working through those regimens to identify what would be a correction factor.
Right.
It's something that we call. So again, that's a bit more advanced in the stages of diabetes. But fasting can be dangerous if you're not monitoring well, and if you're not kind of following what would be a prescribed regimen of medication.
And always consult your doctor.
Always.
I'm sure. So just tell us where we are in the country in terms of diabetes prevention, diabetes, just basic knowledge of it, and maybe some of the shortcomings that we have to fix. I know we sometimes in the public health system we have medication issues. What are we looking at here?
I can be thankful and grateful in the sense that over the last 20 years we have pushed the needle in the right direction with the Ministry of Health and Wellness and the restrictions being placed on the sugary drinks, the increase in taxes on them, hopefully trying to discourage the importation of it, but that doesn't happen. But also the move in our school systems to where sugary drinks are not allowed on campus to a point where we don't even, I think they're limiting the types of food that can be, brought on campus for lunch for students and the likes. And so those kind of advancements really help. I've noticed over the years, my children have brought home projects on diabetes. They've been tasked with creating flyers about diabetes. And so we're starting to see the information get into the hands of those at an earlier age, which really helps to guide the way in which they create certain habits, and especially that eating habit or that activity habit. Now there is, much left to be desired because, while we have organizations like the Bahamas Diabetes Association and the diabetes educators, we have kids with diabetes groups. We have my organization A1C, which is all one community, that are working towards really getting the information about diabetes out there. There's a lot more that can be done. I think every organization should look at what it is they are providing for their employees and put it into their employee recognition programs, put it into their health and wellness programs where they provide their employees with a lot more information regarding diet and exercise and regarding diabetes. And then moving into their cafeterias, I know Bahama and Atlantis, which are two of the, major employers, they do have their cafeterias with health stations, but I think they can start to move to a point where just all of the food in the entire cafeteria is healthy. Because the employees are going to make the best of what they have to eat. And so if you give them the food that they should be eating, it's more likely that they're going to eat healthier. And hopefully that becomes a trend that if I can do it at work, I can now do it at home, I can do it for my kids, I can do it for my parents. And it starts to shift our culture. We're not going to ever move away from the peas and rice and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But what we can do is start to better manage the portions. And I know people will tell you, they would prefer one restaurant over the next because this restaurant gives them more food. And so, it comes back to a personal decision. As much as government can regulate, and we see these in many different countries where a lot of restrictions are out there, but their people are still living with diabetes at increasingly high rates. It becomes a personal decision to say, you know what, I'm going to not eat as much, or I'm not going to eat this. I'm going to go to my doctor. I'm going to follow what the doctor says, I should do as far as my medication and exercise. But then again, we have some people in a highly religious country, which, I do respect and love. But they don't want to own diabetes. They're condemning it, but even the Bible says faith without works is dead. And so you can have faith that you don't have diabetes, but you have to put the work into not having or preventing or reversing the diabetes. And so I encourage everyone that's out there, regardless of what's placed in front of you, to say, hey, eat this or drink this. You have to think about yourself first and start to make those decisions that are going to ensure that you live a better quality of life. Because, the complications of diabetes, man, it's far reaching.
Yeah.
I know people that are diabetics, and this isn't to scare anyone, but it's just to tell the truth, who, have amputations, heart problems, they're on dialysis, they're going blind, all at the same time.
Yeah.
And it really impacts your quality of life. And in a lot of cases, some people, result to self-harm because they can't find those ways to better manage their condition.
Wow.
Diabetes is manageable. Diabetes is a disease that's reversible for so many people. We just have to put the work in. And it isn't that much work.
Wow.
It's just the decisions that we make on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And some people may think that, having good blood sugars is a destination, but it's a journey.
Wow.
You would be chasing a good blood sugar on a daily basis, but that's where being consistent and finding your rhythm becomes so important.
Yeah. Wow. My grandmother was a diabetic, and she took a bunch of pills every day.
Yeah.
For her entire life. One thing I always remember about her, she was always worried about hitting her foot.
Oh, wow.
I can't buck my foot. She always worried about that.
And it's a huge fear, because you have some people, they would step on a nail or a bottle or something sharp and cut their feet. And they wouldn't be able to tell that happened for a few hours till they either see blood or feel their foot is wet or trying to figure out what the hell is happening. And it's because of those complications, the nerve damage that's already happened. And, so they would recommend a lot of diabetics to not bathe in that extremely hot water that's coming from their water heater, because they can get burned and not realize that they are being burned.
Right.
So, there's a lot of things that we have to do differently. But, we want to get to a point where we can have our children and our children's children avoid the challenges from diabetes. It does place a huge burden on the healthcare system. It does place a huge burden on the social aspect of it. And then, in the long run, in a country where our population is hopefully going to continue to grow, because we have an aging population as well, it's going to ensure that even though we're living longer, we're living better and longer.
Yeah. Show's winding down. We got some more calls coming in. Let's see if we can sneak these in before you got to go. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend Business. Caller, you there? No. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend Business. No. Good morning, caller. You there?
Chester.
Hey. Okay.
I had to call back to thank this young man, because I mean, what he's doing in an epidemic like this is very important. He needs to come on a regular basis because this is predominant, even though I mightn't have it, right? But I always lean on the side of the professionals when it makes common sense. Now, the doctor might have said the intermittent fasting is not that's what people think, but that's for much debate. But what I remember reading decades ago is that the fact that you have ketones or adipose tissue or fat is not the main source of energy for the body. Sugar is, and so the fact that if you go into the ketogenic diet too much, you produce what is called the ketones. I remember saying that, and I had read that, and so which is actually toxic for the kidneys, etc. I think so. But what I'm saying is, it's not the natural source of energy for the body, so you don't want to prolong the body to burning ketones as a source of energy. And then when ketones are depleted, the body then turns to protein as a source of energy. I think the process is called glycogenesis or glucogenesis it's called, but it actually breaks down protein for energy. That's why people tend to waste as they starve. But autophagy, which is fasting, maybe God tell us to do that for a reason, because it actually, the fasting induces autophagy, which induces the body to clean up dead cells. So it's a cause for much debate. But I would lean on the doctor because they have the experience, and if we just use common sense, we are in all this stuff. Give thanks, young man. Enough respect.
Thank you. All right, let's try to take this next call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend Business.
Yes, morning to you and your guest, my friend.
Good morning.
Morning. I was diagnosed with diabetes. For some 31 years now, I was on insulin. From I was 26, I was taking insulin. And I just learned about 5 to 7 years ago. Taking the insulin is only to help the sugar that you need in your body. Somebody sat down with me and really, the doctor always is telling me, take insulin, take this. But I had somebody came to me and sat down with me at my house and explained to me why I should be taking this insulin, what this insulin is doing for me. I try to let people know that I talk to every day. Everybody has sugar in them. Everybody could be a diabetic and anything. You can't catch that. So you have to bond with it. Yes, that some people you have some people that will be able to control it better than others. Growing up, I used to live a righteous life. I used to drink a lot of beers and stuff. So that's what, excuse me, I think that's what helped me to develop the sugar the way it had developed. And a quick story. I was driving my bus. I was a bus driver. And everything that was coming ahead of me had looked two of everything. One car coming ahead of me looked like two cars. One person coming ahead of me. So I drove myself to the hospital. I said, man, something ain't right. Then I reached to the hospital. I told the people what I was experiencing. They rushed me to the back. And the doctor asked, who bring me here? I said, no, I drove myself. He said, no, you can drive yourself here with your sugar like that. I said, yes, sir, I drove. My bus is right in the parking lot. I drove myself here. And my first visit, then I went there. They never let me out for 3 weeks.
Wow.
I was in the hospital. I had to try to get my sugar under control. But what I know is what happened with me, my friend. I don't know if it happened with you, if you ever was admitted into the hospital. I believe I can control my sugar better when I'm home than in the hospital. Because every morning I wake up when I was in the hospital, my sugar low. But at home, when I check my sugar is a 1, 105, 103, 98, which is good.
Yeah, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really good.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, when I'm in the hospital, sometime in the night, my sugar drop. I sweating. They have to come give me some sugar, mix some sugar water for me, give me one juice. Yeah. But I don't understand. I believe nobody knows your body like you. I mean, thanks for the doctor.
Yeah.
But
We thank you for your story. It's 10:00. Unfortunately, we gotta go. Dario, thank you as always for all the wonderful information. I give you the last word.
Yes, individuals, if they need some guidance, they need some help, they can reach out. They can get New Bahamas Diabetes Association on Facebook. You can reach out to me directly. My telephone number 803-9254. There's help that's out there. There are resources, there are groups, there's organizations. Please do not hesitate to reach out. Get the help that you need. We're going to help to change this thing one person at a time, but hopefully for everyone.
Excellent. Thank you. Wise words, great words. Appreciate you. God bless, Dario. God bless the rest of you. Have a great day. On the Clock with Aaron Green is up next. Be good to each other.
At CFAL, we understand that a secure future is the greatest gift you can give your employees. That's why our tailor-made group pension solutions are designed to fit the needs of both large and small companies. With CFAL, you can provide the retirement you and your employees deserve, ensuring peace of mind and financial stability for years to come. Join the many businesses that have already entrusted CFAL to create the right pension plan for their employees, and let us help you build a brighter future for your team. Visit us at cfal.com to get started on building wealth so you can live well. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
At RBC, your idea of getting more happens here with a no-fee loan with fee waivers, competitive rates, and flexible terms. Get everything you want for the holidays. Apply today at rbc.com/holiday loan.
Transform your home for less at Kelly's House and Homes Holiday Paint Sale now through Wednesday, December 24th. Enjoy 25% off house and spray paints plus 20% off paint supplies, except on net items. Our wide selection of paint colors is the perfect way to bring holiday cheer to your home. You'll also find the best selection of brushes, rollers, pans, glue, ladders, paint thinner, and more. So catch the holiday spirit and paint up for Christmas at Kelly's House and Homes Holiday Paint Sale, going on now through December 24th.
Unwrap the gift of style with Nassau Tile's Holiday Warm-Up event from November 17th to 29th. Now is the time to beat the holiday rush with savings so hot you'll feel the cheer. Save 20% off store-wide on all tile, setting materials, backsplashes, mosaics, trims, and more. Gobble up even more savings on selected net items. Shop the Holiday Warm-Up event at Nassau Tile for a feast of savings. Visit our showroom on Dodgewell Street or call 322-2100 to check off your holiday style wish list today.
Don't wait for a storm to arrive. Stock up on hurricane supplies, make home repairs, purchase a generator, and more this hurricane season with a Fidelity personal loan. Make that move today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
To my neighbors in Golden Isles, even the PLP candidate had to admit it. You've been ignored and neglected for years. 4 years in power, and now weeks before an election, they show up paving roads. But I never left you. I live here, I work here, and I serve you every single day. Let them know Golden Isles is not for sale. On November 24th, vote the name you know and trust. Brian Brown and the Free National Movement. I never forgot.
Paid for by the Free National Movement.
Attention RBC clients. To comply with regulatory requirements and to avoid service interruption, you need to update your information at your RBC branch. While you're there, enroll in RBC Digital Banking for 24/7 access to your accounts anytime, anywhere. Update your information and bank at your convenience with RBC Digital Banking today.
Planning for retirement can be overwhelming, but with CFAL, it doesn't have to be. We offer tailor-made individual, group, and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement planning. Whether it's for you or your company, don't leave your future to chance and let the trusted hands of CFAL's experts guide you toward peace of mind and financial stability. Low upfront costs and affordable monthly payments